are the Akko Rose Reds, and in today's video I will be reviewing them for all the clacky lovers that are on a budget. Also, if I sound sick, it's because I am. Akko released these switches along with two others, the Ocean Blues and Matcha Greens, which were known at the time as the best budget switches on the market. And personally, I think that all three of these switches still hold up. But today I will be solely focusing on the Rose Reds. The packaging is actually really nice and premium. On the back of the sleeves, they have an actuation graph, and the box that the switches are in is really nice, and they have a nice holographic logo on it. The Rose Reds are a linear switch. They have a pre-travel of 1.9mm and a total travel of 3.5mm. Even though it's a long pole stem, is it just me, or is it really long compared to other linears? I even looked up long pole stem on the internet and compared them. They actually were a tiny bit larger than average by like 2mm. And okay, I know the way I compared it wasn't 100% accurate because I don't have a caliper, but it'll be fine. One of the main features of this switch that Akko says is that they changed their spring to a new one called the CS spring.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the?
That's what you might say at first, because if you look at the website, you might say, bro, these switches look the exact same, and they just used a bunch of fancy words to make it appear better for marketing. And at first, that's also what I thought, until I did some of my own testing. So basically, I just took a Gateron Milky Yellow and swapped the spring out with the Rose Red spring, and I actually felt a considerable difference, and you're just gonna have to trust me on this one. The spring goes slower at the start, then faster, and then slow again, because the tension at the top and the bottom of the spring is more, and the middle of the spring has less tension. And Akko's spring actually gives the switch a unique typing experience in my opinion. The spring is actually really light at only 43 grams, so for some people that like a heavier switch while typing, maybe this isn't the switch for you. They also have a clear top housing and solid bottom housing. Akko doesn't actually release the materials they use in their switches, but we can assume that they have a palm stem and nylon housing. Another cool feature of the switch is that they fit in Otemu hot swap sockets, meaning you can put them in Redragon keyboards. I have a whole video on upgrading one, so you should go check it out. And surprisingly, for a budget switch, they have very little wobble in the stem. For one switch, it's 22 cents, and for a pack of 45, it's $9.99, which means 90 switches is $20. Let me just say, that is extremely cheap, but there's a catch. Most of the time, the Rose Reds are sold out on Akko's website, and you need to join a waitlist. But for some reason, you can actually buy it on Amazon for $13 for a pack of 45, which is a little bit more, but still very cheap. And personally, for me, it's actually cheaper to get it on Amazon because the Akko website has $7 shipping. I actually hand lubed all of these switches to get the most sound. To open the switch is a problem on its own. It can't be opened with a cherry style opener, so you have to use a kale switch opener. But the problem is, I don't have one. So I had to use tweezers to open 90 switches, which kind of left my fingers in a After opening them, I usually lube the rails, then use the residue on the brush to lube the leaf and the fairly small hole.
Hey yo, what the?
Yes, I know that joke is overused. I also did this spring for some reason. It helps very little, but I still did it, and it probably added 1 extra hour of lubing to this whole process. I then lubed the stem, which is pretty simple and easy. If you have any tips to make lubing faster, leave a comment down below, because that is probably the most painful part of this all. And while we're here, I need to talk about something. What is this? If I don't see 30% on this next video, then I'm gonna... But seriously, the support I've been getting on my most recent videos means a lot to me. And I also would like to thank everyone for 200 subs. I didn't really think I would be here so soon. Actually, like as of right now, as editing this video, I have 296 subscribers. That analytic was just a little bit off. Anyways, back to the video. I decided that with a budget switch, we should use a budget board. The Keychron V1, which is arguably the best budget board on the market right now, has a full plastic case and steel plate. Why is it one of the best budget boards? It comes with a high quality silicone dampening, foam, south facing LEDs, screw-in stabs, Mac and window capabilities, hot swap PCB, QMK and VIA support, and a version with pre-loop switches and a knob, which all comes out to $64 if you get the bare bones kit. And if you spend a little more, you can get pre-loop switches for $84, And if you want a knob, it's $10 more. But you will probably have to get it off of Amazon because they are usually sold out on their website. For the keycaps, I use these double shot Pbtk Caps off of Amazon for $45. All the products that I use will be in the description below. The stock switch is not that bad. I mean, you can hear the scratch, but it's not that much. The lube version though is mwah, chef's kiss. It's buttery smooth and that clack just feels so premium. The switch is kind of like a deeper clack, yet high-pitched, which just gives it more character than other switches. I'm gonna call it the whack. Here's a sound test of the board. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, and if you have any other switches that you would recommend, then comment down below. Bye.